Okay. Hi, everyone. This is Karen for Online Healing Community. Welcome to Creating Space. And today we're going to talk about how to restart your life when the world pauses. And with us is Ryan T. He's a certified facilitator at Access Consciousness, and he's joining us from Malaysia. So, friends, please help me welcome Ryan T. Hi, Ryan. Welcome to Creating Space.
Hey, hello Karen, hello everyone watching. Hi, good to be here. Thank you for inviting me. And whoever else behind this, thank you so much, even though I don't see you here.
Wow, Giancarlo is saying, hey, Ryan.
Hey,
I think she's joining us from
hey,
Canada. Gian.
uh,
She's also
could
an
be,
Access, she's an Access Consciousness Facilitator as well. And
or
joining
maybe Australia. I think maybe Australia. I could be
Australia.
wrong,
Right.
if I
I think,
remember correctly. Yeah,
yeah. And you're joining us from Malaysia, right?
yes.
Oh,
I'm stuck in Malaysia since March 2020.
so how are you right now? Speaking of being stuck in Malaysia, how are
Well,
you?
actually, I'm very good. I'm very happy, and I, I keep creating. Corona basically doesn't really affect me that much. I mean, it doesn't affect. It changed the way I create. It changed my lifestyle, but it doesn't stop me from creating. And I
Wow.
hope this is what I can talk a lot more tonight to, like, I would contribute as much as I can to everyone watching now and also in the future.
That's great. Corona didn't stop you from creating. But before we talk about that, let's talk about Access Consciousness because you're a certified facilitator at Access Consciousness. And I'm sure you'll talk about tools
Mhm.
later. Can you please share with us what Access Consciousness is and how it helped you?
Okay, so I found Access back in 2011. So at that time, I have learned a lot of things. Okay, and so I was trying to change my life, and so I become a life coach, a trainer, and blah blah blah. So I facilitated classes. So I at that time, one thing that was really bothering me was that I could help people to create changes like quite easily, but for myself, it's like I couldn't change my own life. So for example, when someone come to me, they will say like, oh yeah, I have this problem for 10 years, can you help me? I was like, sure, easy, one session. Okay, and the problem is solved, right? But but within me, I always feel like I don't feel like I'm being real. What's going on? You know that kind of feeling. So did I lose you or did you lose me for a few
Yeah,
seconds?
for a few seconds. But it's
Uh,
great. I mean,
okay,
let
okay.
me stop you there. One session, you can change someone's life
Okay.
in one session.
Well, I mean, for a lot of things, yes, of course. I mean,
Wow, that's fast.
we 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 always look at our own problem as the biggest thing, right? So if you have learned all these different tools, modalities, techniques, and it's very common to have people come to you and they try to present you their problem like this is my life-threatening problem, and then when you look at them, you're like, really? Okay, it's not that bad. Okay, so people always like make the problem that they have like the most significant thing ever, and it's also because of people make their problem so significant, it becomes something it becomes something so solid, so significant that it it gets harder and harder to create a change around that topic, that issue, right? So imagine this: if you look at a problem and then with total joy, I know with total joy it sounds strange because you'll be like, how can you be joyful when you have problem, right? But if you look at a problem like, oh my god, I could screw up my life this way. Now what else can I choose? See, with joy it's actually way easier to change the problem. You'll be like, oh, what else can I change, what else can I choose? But if you look at it like, oh my god, let me tell you what, I have this big huge problem. I've been trying to change this for 10 years and I couldn't. I'm not even sure if you can help me. Can you now please help me? Right? So this is normally what people do. So of
So
course I have been there, done that as well.
yay. So you're saying
So I
it's the
found
point of view, right?
it's a point of view. So For example, if you have a problem, if your point of view is, oh, okay, I just need to find out like what's the right tool to deal with this, to change this, then I can change. Or like, what other choices do I have? If I have the way, if I have that awareness, then I can change, then you feel more ease. But if your point of view is, this is a big, huge problem, okay? Or maybe your point of view is, I don't think I can change this. Or maybe your point of view is like, changing this is impossible. Then before you even start to try to change it, you already defeat yourself. You look at it, you will be like, this is impossible. Nah. Okay, so you will miss out every possibilities to change that problem because you have already decided it's impossible to change or too hard to change.
Nice. You just answered
So
the topic. We're
uh,
done.
I was like that. So okay, so let me talk a little bit about how I
Yes, please.
found access.
Yes,
So
please.
I kept searching for different tools, techniques, not just to help myself. Okay, in fact, I didn't put myself at the first place. I didn't really prioritize myself. At that time, I was that much not caring for myself. When I learn something, it's always about, oh, who can benefit from this? How can I use this to contribute to more people? Okay. It's only after I learned access, one day I realized, oh, so at that time I was about to attend another class. So, and then finally I realized, oh, wow, I wanted to attend this class, but actually I didn't even include me in this choice. I was all about thinking, after I learned this, who can I contribute? What can I contribute to? So at that time, I was like, I'm from now on, I will include me. Now, after I learn this, how can this be a contribution to my own life? And then how can this contribute to many other people?
Yeah, it seems
So
to me that
access changed so many things for me.
you'd always choose other people before
Yeah,
yourself, before
most
access.
people do that. Yeah. No, yeah. Even after access, I still do that a lot, but getting lesser and lesser. I mean, we all have situations that show up that we realize that we prioritize everyone else, everything else. For example, let's say you want to choose something in your mind, you don't ask, okay, will this benefit me? Is this the best choice for me? You go into like, okay, how would people judge me if I make this choice? Would my mom still be happy if I make this choice? Right?
Right.
Who would I lose? How will my friend look at me after I make this choice? So you care about how other people feel more than, does this work for me?
So access taught you to take care of yourself or to put yourself first.
One of the many things that I learned from access.
Yeah, but that's beautiful. But I think that's the same in the region because you're in Malaysia, we're in the Philippines. That's the same problem. That's our
Yeah,
same
very, very similar.
similar. Like we
Yeah,
usually do that too. We take care of others first, and I think we're taught that in a way. We're programmed to
we
do that.
we believe that if you care about you first, that's like a wrongness. That's like you're being too selfish, which you shouldn't be. You know, that kind of thing. But that's not true. I mean, you need to be able to care for yourself. Then only you can truly care for other people. If you cannot even take care of yourself, how are you able to take care of other people? You can just talk about it, try very hard to prove you are being that way, but not necessarily being that way. And then you will judge yourself for not being that way truly. This is what I see with a lot of people.
Yeah. And you're right about self-judgment. We tend to judge ourselves a lot.
Yeah, most of us, we judge ourselves like, okay, let me ask you and everyone watching, like, since this morning, when you after you woke up, like, how many times have you judged you? How many times have you had the thought like, oh, I'm not good enough here, I'm not being perfect here, like I think I did it wrong here, I screw it up here, blah blah blah. Or when you
Yes.
look into the mirror, do you see that person like, oh, hi, good to see you again? Or do you look at the person like, it's you again?
It's usual to judge. It's common
Yeah,
for everybody to judge. But you're different.
yeah,
I love what you said. Like artsy quartsy saying, what you do is you look at the problem with joy. I think you just answer that because right now, Ryan, a lot of people are getting tired of the pandemic. They're talking about pandemic fatigue, But people are getting tired of all the restrictions and the new normal routines, and they're
Mm-hmm.
experiencing burnout. But you're
Mm-hmm.
saying, don't look at look at the problem, yes, but look at it with joy.
I would say be aware of what's going on, like in this world, and also be aware of how other people function, and that include like a lot of people are really being insane. But at the same time, have the awareness of this is not my reality. Okay, everyone can function that way. They can live in fear, depression, trauma, drama, upset, whatever. But hey, I have choice. I don't have to live that way just because everyone else is being that way.
Yeah, you talk about insane, and you have a nice quote. You said the world is going crazy because there are so many crazy people that don't have awareness. They just buy into all this panic, the lies, the rumors, and whatever the government wants you to believe. Those people are having a hard time, but most people I know are growing. That's in your
Yeah.
YouTube.
Okay, actually, it's not really that the world is going crazy, but those people are crazy all the time. But because of the corona, their craziness become very obvious. So previously they are crazy. Now their craziness become obvious. That's the only difference. And I look at that as I look at the positive side of that. It's because of if you realize where you are being crazy, and we all have some crazy part, right? So that's not a wrongness. I'm not saying that it's bad or wrong, but if you realize where in your life you have so much insanity, craziness, then now you realize, okay, wow, I have been that crazy, or maybe I've been that crazy just like my mom. I learned from my mom or my parents. Okay, now, okay, what do I want to choose here? Do you want to continue to be that crazy? So the craziness can apply to so many things. So for example, some people, they can be very sane like normally, but when it comes to relationship, they can be the most insane person on earth, right? And I'm sure we can think about so many people around us. Or some people, they have some insane behavior with, let's say, money. They always do crazy things with money. Okay, so they judge themselves. They don't realize they can change. They just keep, let's say, uh, like wasting their money or something. So everyone, most people have some parts of our life that we are like insane to whatever degree. Once you realize that, don't judge you. Like you be like, oh, for example, I all the time I keep noticing where I keep getting awareness of where I'm being crazy. So because we are not perfect, like none of us is perfect, and in fact perfection is not real. So once I realize where I am being crazy, I'll be like, Ryan, wow, crazy. All right, now what else is possible? What's next? What can I choose next? So then I get from like the crazy behavior to something else.
You don't judge yourself, no? You just
I what?
laugh you don't judge yourself. You just
Yeah,
laugh at yourself.
I might judge myself. So well, I judge myself lesser and lesser and lesser. So I wouldn't say I'm 100% judgment free,
Yeah.
but if I notice I'm judging myself. So previously I could judge myself for, let's say I made a mistake, and then I could judge myself for like 1 week. But now I'll be like, I could judge myself for, let's say, half an hour. I'll be like, all right, let's get over that. Because I know if I keep judging myself, nothing will change. You don't need to judge you first to make you feel wrong, then only you change. You can change right away. If you choose to change right away, that self-judgment is so unnecessary.
Yeah, because I was looking at your process and you're just really laughing at yourself. Like you're saying, oh my gosh, look at this. And even if it's a problem, you're like, oh my gosh, and you're smiling. Okay. And then you just tell yourself, okay, choose differently. Choose differently. It seems very, very
Yes,
simple
yes.
for you. Because you don't make it
Yeah.
so
Well,
big.
of course, I wasn't that way. I wasn't that way. It took me a few years to come out from the pattern of like, I'm so wrong, I'm so pathetic. And then, so it took me years. And so I used whatever I've learned from Access to clear all those limitations. And then
Okay. So
Okay, I'm back.
you're back.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So I lost you for a few seconds. So I said, uh, after I learned Access, I use all the tools to change my life to clear the limitations. So after a while, I no longer be so stuck in the self-blaming and self-judgment. That's where I start to look at like, okay, what are the possibilities here? Okay, because when you are so committed to making you wrong, you will make you blind to all the possibilities. The possibilities could be really obvious in front of you, like, hey, I'm here, choose me. If you choose me, your life gets greater. You will still be holding on to your self-judgment, like, no, 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 I'm really wrong. I'm really wrong. Let me make myself really wrong. And then I will see if I want to change.
I love that. Sometimes you mentioned so committed to being wrong, so committed to making
Yeah.
yourself wrong.
And this is something that people are not even aware of, they themselves are doing. Okay. So people, they judge themselves, but they don't realize they have a different choice. So I hope whoever that are watching, you, I hope you get that self-judgment is actually a choice. So, and not judging yourself, of course, it's also just a choice.
So
Okay.
you
And
can
you,
choose not to judge yourself. You're saying.
yes, yes, yes. And let me ask you this. If you keep judging you, is that a contribution to yourself?
Well, not really.
And
I
not
don't
at
like.
all. It's not even not really.
Yeah, I don't like others judging me, right? But it's just so easy to judge myself.
Well, you cannot avoid other people judging you.
Right. Because
But
my judgment I felt because I felt judged a lot of times and I felt it's like
yeah,
cobwebs and I can't breathe. It's like getting in the room and the room being filled
yeah,
with
yeah,
cobwebs and I just have
yep, yep, yep.
that's what judgment feels like. So
Yes,
I don't like judgment at all.
yeah. But the problem is, if you keep judging you, you don't need other people judging you to make you feel uncomfortable. You yourself is enough to stop you and make you feel uncomfortable.
It's true.
Yeah. So it's like we become our own worst enemy,
Right. So we're the
which
ones
it shouldn't
limiting
be.
ourselves. So you're saying
Yeah.
that it's probably not even Corona limiting you. It's probably
Yeah.
yourself. You're limited by yourself.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so last year when the pandemic started, I did quite a few free classes, Zoom, and then they are actually available on my YouTube. You can just go to YouTube and find my name. You can find me. Look for the date that started from March last year. I actually said this. Okay, so a lot of people, when the Corona thing started, they use that. So okay, please get this part. Okay, people use that as an excuse to not create their life. So people will say, oh, it's because of the pandemic I cannot do my business, blah 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 blah. So and then I ask them, how was your business before Corona? Not good anyway. So it wasn't good before. So they use other things to stop themselves before Corona. So the so-called BC. Now the BC, there's a new definition for BC. BC is no longer before Christ. BC is before Corona. So BC, they use other things. So for example, they could use family. Oh, every time when I want to commit to my own business, my own creation, my family will try to stop me. So they will use family as the reason, the story to stop them. And then when Corona started, they use Corona as the reason of, and it sounds so valid, right? Because it's like a worldwide thing, right? So then they will use that to stop themselves. And then I asked them, okay, so this is actually a good time for you to realize no one is stopping you but you. If you choose to stop you, you will use anything that you can find to stop you, Corona or not.
Right.
And I, from what I could sense, most people ignore that part. They probably thought I was too crazy, I was too insane, right? And so, oh, I think I'm losing you again.
No,
Okay, so
I'm here. I'm here. But you're right. Yeah, because Ryan's talking about sometimes it's not the Corona stopping you. We are the ones stopping ourselves, and we use Corona as an excuse. So
okay,
there,
I'm back.
there, you're back. We just
Hello,
gave people a
hello.
recap. Hello, we can hear you, Ryan. Hello. Ryan, you're just frozen,
What's
but we
going
can
on?
hear you. Okay, we can hear you. Hello, Ryan. So we're talking to Ryan. Oh, there,
Okay,
you're
okay,
back.
okay. So sorry, I don't know what happened to my internet today.
It's fine. These things
my
happen.
Yeah. So what I was saying was that after I said that people use different things to stop themselves, I think most people actually like ignore that part of what I said. And I still remember this. So most of my clients, they are in, let's say, China, okay, China and Taiwan. At one point last year in China, like they managed to like put the daily cases down to like almost zero, I think. So like life goes back to normal. Okay. So for example in China, it started, I think, the end of December of 2019. And then for like 3 months they were like total lockdown. They had total lockdown. So people blame the lockdown, blame the pandemic they for they couldn't create their life, their business.
Yes.
And after a few more months, like everything went back to normal in China.
Mhm.
And those people that couldn't create during Corona, they still couldn't create after the Corona is gone. Okay. So what I really want you all to see is it's not really the Corona that is stopping you. Because if the Corona could stop you, it should stop everyone. But there are some people that are not being affected, and there are some people that are being affected. The majority are being affected. So if you are one of those majority that are being affected, you need to ask yourself, okay, what's what's the difference here? Why are some people not being affected and why am I being affected? Like what points of view do they have and what points of view do I have? What's the difference here? Okay, so for people that are not being affected, they just keep creating. So they don't have the point of view that Corona can stop them. Okay, so it's like finding out the difference so that you can change your point of view so that now you could create your life the way you want it instead of letting your own points of view to stop you.
Right. My question is, how about for people who are really affected? People who lost their loved ones, people who got sick because of Corona. How about those
Well,
people really affected?
uh, okay, so number one, you actually have choice. Okay, and I guess people also don't believe this that much, but we actually have choice. So let me put it this way: everything that is happening to your life or around your life is your choice. Whether it's something good, something perfect, something nice, or something lucky, something terrible, it's actually your choice. Okay, so I have a lot of friends that, including myself, like we just like don't care about the corona. And I can tell you from day one, I have never like do those things like I need to wash my hand all day long. I never did that. I've never done that, not even once. And I'm fine. And my point of view is boost your immune system. If you have good immune system, you are basically safe.
I
Okay.
agree.
So, and of course, this is not something, okay. Before Corona, with Access, we have a lot of things that we have something that we call the body process. So I do the body process with myself or maybe with my friends. So our body become very different. So our bodies are less likely to be affected by things that could affect other people.
Mhm.
Okay, so it's not really that after you got corona then only you try to do something. Yes, it could still work. Let me give you one example. So but don't treat this as medical advice or something. So it was earlier this year. So I was with my friend like the entire day. Of course, without the mask, we ate, we drank, we played snooker, we did everything. We had fun, and then after like 2 days, and then my friend told me like, oh my god, Ryan, I suspect that I got corona because I start to have all these symptoms. And it's not only I have symptoms, like my family have symptoms as well. So it looked really real, right? So my friend
Right.
was really afraid. So he just basically like stay at home, like self quarantine. So I connect with him through Zoom so that we can do like video conference, and I showed him one of the body processes that I talk about. So I said, like, do this every day, boost your immune system, and then so he did. I guess maybe he didn't really believe in it, but he had no choice at that time, so he did. So
You
he did,
needed
and then
that.
after a few, yeah, now you have noticed. So normally they would laugh at me like, "Oh, Ryan, you are doing all those crazy things, right? Can you be more real?" But when they need something, they'll come to me. They'll be like, "Ryan, do you have something that can help me?" I said, "Sure." So he did that body process, and after a few days, he was fine. It was like, yeah, everything was like normal.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I also have friends. I have a few friends that they actually got coronavirus and they were fine. I asked them, I actually, because I was being very curious, I was like, how was it for you? Like, how did you feel? And then they said, like, it feels like common flu. I become okay after 2 days, 3 days.
So it really depends on how you look at it, you're saying.
Okay.
So you're saying it really depends on
So
how you look at
uh,
it, your perspective, your point of view.
it's it's a lot about your point of view, but not 100% about your point of view. So one thing that you can do is ask your body, hey body, okay, so everyone out there, okay, so just ask your body, hey body, like let me see, what can you ask, like, do you actually have to worry about this? I know you would, your mind would be like, oh my god, it's corona time, but if you ask your body, hey body, do you actually like worry about this? Most of you, your body would be like, no, it's, who cares, like, it's so irrelevant to me, right? So
Question.
but people ignore their body awareness, they don't listen to their body, and then they live in fear. But if you're, because okay, your body knows itself very, very well. No one and nothing knows more about your body than your body knows itself, right? I think most people can agree with this. So if you ask your body, hey body, what's up, like, are you okay, like, do you have to, like, what do any places that I need to avoid or something, your body will tell you. So sometimes my body will tell me like, okay, Ryan, don't go there. Okay, I will be like, yes, okay, sure. So maybe there will be people that have corona like at that place. So I was just like, okay, I'm not going there.
Your
Trust
body
your
will
body.
tell you. How do you
Yes.
listen to your body? I'm
My
sorry,
question would be
I'm
how.
kind of new to
I,
this.
that's a great question. I love that question. But I would I want to answer that question with a question. How do you not listen to your body? How do you not listen to your body? So let's look at animals. Okay, so animals, they they have great connection with their body. Of course, you have never seen an animal that judge themselves, right?
True.
So that's one
Yes.
thing. Animal, they don't judge themselves, and if you see how animal moves, they use their entire body. So for example, if you can imagine a cat walking, that's why people call it cat walk, you know. So
Yes.
imagine a cat walking. The cat, when it's not just okay, I'm walking from here to here.
Okay.
Ah,
There. It's
okay.
fine.
So
We can hear you.
I'm really sorry about the internet, but
It's fine. We're
okay.
at catwalk. I never
So
thought of that. That the
okay,
catwalk
okay.
is the catwalk.
So
There.
the animal, the animal is not. They did. Okay, so a cat doesn't just walk from point A to point B. When the cat walks, like, you can feel that the cat uses his entire body, like every muscle, to make that move.
That's true.
So they live peacefully. We call it like within their skin, right? So
Yeah.
and then when an animal is sick, they always know where to get the quote unquote medicine. They will know, oh, I need to go to this plant to chew on it for a few times, and then I get what I need, and then my body is healed.
Right.
Okay, so animal lives peacefully with their body, they enjoy their body, and they know what their body needs. For us, we have been taught since, I don't know, maybe it could be day one, okay, or maybe day 100, like, oh, trust the doctor. you don't know about your body. You need to ask someone else. Go to the doctor, the physician, or whoever. So we have been so much programmed to believe that it's it's someone else knows about your body and you don't know about your body. And if something goes wrong with your body, you need to seek help from someone else, not within. Okay, but you can actually ask your body, like, hey body, are you okay? Like, what do you need? And then your body will tell you, let's say, could be like drink more water, or like go for a walk, or have more sleep, who knows.
Is it
Okay,
probably because we haven't listened to the body? That's why we're not
yeah,
so used to talking to our body. Like you said, we listen to
yeah.
doctors, listen to other people.
In fact, if you tell people you talk to your body, some people will look at you like, what do you mean? Are you crazy? How do you talk to your body, right? So those people that cannot talk to their bodies, they will judge you when they heard that you could talk to your body. People will make you wrong for what they themselves are not capable of doing, right? So let's say if you are quote unquote a body whisperer, you talk to your body, and I'm also a body whisperer. And if you tell me you talk to your body, you talk to everyone's body, I'll be like, yeah, me too. We don't judge each other because this is what we are both capable of. But let's say I'm being very normal, I'm be like, oh no, you should trust the doctor. How can you say something so crazy? Okay, then I will judge you. Okay, so people will judge you because they themselves have limitation in that area. So with this awareness, from now on, why would you care if someone judge you? You care because you think it's something personal. You think they are attacking you verbally or energetically. Okay, but look, if you look at it like, oh, they are just showing me how judgmental they are, and they're also showing me where their limitations are. Okay, cool. You have a
Yes,
lot more ease. You don't feel like you need to avoid anyone's judgments because you can never truly avoid that. As long
right.
as people are seeing you, people judge you.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Jen,
don't
Jen,
ever
yeah.
don't ever expect that people will judge you. But okay, I always say this: people will keep judging you, but what happens next is your own choice. You could choose to feel upset because someone else judged you, or you could feel like, oh yeah, cool, and then move on. It's your choice.
Jenny is agreeing with you. She says, Dr. Bush would say, you know your body more than doctors.
Who is Dr. Bush? I have no idea who's Dr. Bush, but
I
I
don't
guess
know
but there are
also.
of course there are some doctors that have some awareness about body communication. Not every doctor is the same, but there are some doctors that will do their best to empower you to have this awareness and empower you to communicate with your body as well.
Artsy Quartsy
Those
saying it's
those
Dr. Zach Bush. But for
okay,
people
I have
like,
no idea. We can go Google.
yeah, you can probably Google. For people like me who don't really listen to the body, I think because I haven't listened to my body for a long time. Because I work, sometimes I work too much or I work my body so much, so
Mhm.
I don't listen to my body. How can I start listening to my body?
Okay, I will tell you one of the mistakes that a lot of people do. Some people they go from not listening to the body to like everything I need to ask my body. So they are like the extremist. You don't have to be this way. You only need to ask your body if that is something that involves the body. Okay. So for example, what do you eat? Well, actually, it's not really you that is eating, it's your body that is eating. Okay. So just and when you wear a clothes, a shirt, it's not you, the being that is wearing, it's your body that is wearing. Okay, so let me give you an example with clothing. Let's say you open the door of your wardrobe, and so you have so many shirts, so many dresses. You know, sometimes when you just open the door and then one of them will like catch your attention, you'll be like, that one, Okay, it's so instantaneously, so quick that you didn't even think about it. So this is how your body communicates with you. Your body doesn't communicate with words. Your body communicate with sensation like this, like an instantaneous like this, that kind of feeling.
Like
But
intuition.
what, yeah, and what most people would do would be like, I don't like this color for today. So they will ignore their body awareness. They will ignore what the body is telling them. And then, or maybe they will think about other things like, I'm going to this party. I think people will be wearing this color. I don't want to wear the same color like them. I would choose something else. So you see, our mind is like the number one problem, I would say. Our mind is the number one problem that override our body communication. So you actually got that signal from your body, but you ignore it. And then after that, people will say, my body never tell me anything. I ask my body never say anything.
You know what?
So
My meditation teacher will always tell me, don't think. And I was like, what are you saying? What do you mean, don't think? And just recently, I'm realizing, oh, it's really because when I don't think, I trust my intuition more. And it's the same with listening to the body. If I just
yeah,
follow the energy, then I get to listen to my body and
well,
shut off
the
cognitive.
the intuition here, or we can say awareness, it includes the body and of course many things.
Right.
But definitely include the body. Ask your body, hey body, like, do you want to wear this today? Do you want to eat this today? So start with things that are like the smaller things. So for example, let's say tomorrow, okay, when you want to go to work, if you can go to work, I'm not sure because I don't know, some people might be still being locked at home or something.
Yeah.
So but you still need to wear something, right? So ask your body, hey body, like, what do you want to wear today? So okay, imagine this. If you have a partner, okay, that all day long, this person will only tell you, do this, do this, do this, you should do this, you should do this, you shouldn't do this. Okay, that won't be a good relationship.
Yeah.
But if that person look at you like, hey, what would you like to wear? What's fun for you? What do you want food? Do you want to eat? If you don't, that's fine. There's nothing wrong. Okay, if you want to eat, sure. What do you want to eat? Okay, then you feel really happy. You're like, oh my God, I am so lucky. I'm in a great relationship. So
Right.
with this example, why not you treat your body that way? So that your body feel like, oh my God, I'm so lucky. I'm in great relationship with this person.
Right, I get you. I understand it now. But Giancarlo is saying, Ryan, how about, but if I wear this, then the judgment towards the body starts. Like your body wants a dress,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then, but if you wear that dress, then, but I will look too fat in this dress, but my body likes this dress. So how do you handle that?
Okay, so uh, with access, we have this thing called the clearing statement. So, uh, okay, so let me introduce. Or shall we, like, because previously you told me that you want to play like a video or something, or do you? Shall we do that
It's okay.
later, or I
It's
just keep?
okay. We can just like
We
continue.
just keep
We can
going.
do it.
All right, we just keep going.
And we can just
Cool.
play the video later.
So, okay, cool. So you can go to this website called www.theclearingstatement.com. Yep, Tina put it there. Thank you, Tina. So it will connect you to the SS official website and then to this page about this thing called the clearing statement. So the clearing statement is something that we call, it sounds like this: right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Now, most of you will be looking at me like, was that English? It sounds like English, but not quite English. Right? Did you come from Mars? Right? So yes, it's English. Okay. So the right and wrong, good and bad. So that's the judgment. Okay. So it's only when you have judgment you stick the problem with you. Okay. So let me explain this part because I think this is quite important. Um, so let's say you judge you for not doing exercise enough. Okay, so many people they judge themselves, I'm too lazy, I'm not doing exercise enough, tomorrow I must go do more exercise. But Tomorrow there will be always another tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. So tomorrow they will keep judging themselves. Okay, but there are also people that they'll be like, oh, my body needs more movement. All right, so what's fun for me to do? Hiking, swimming, jogging, or tennis, whatever. So they will go and do right away. So what's the difference here? People that judge themselves, they will. So the judgment is like the glue between you and the so-called problem. So you say, oh, I'm too fat, I'm not doing enough exercise, and then you judge. So it sticks with you. And when it sticks with you, it's like every day you look at your body and then you tell your body, hey body, you're too fat. Your body say, sure, yes ma'am, or yes sir. So it's like you tell your body what it needs to become. Okay, so but if you don't judge your body, so then this is where you can look at it like with joy. Okay, so like, oh my God, Ryan, how have you been doing? Like, how could you eat so much for the last 3 months? Okay, now I need to do something different. All right, so you start making a different choice. Okay, so
Yeah.
the clearing statement, it starts from the right and wrong, good and bad. So it handles the judgment, and then right, wrong, good and bad, POC and POD. So this is the, I would say, the key part. So POC, POC, and POD, POD. POC stands for point of creation, and POD stands for point of destruction. So whatever limitation that you have, it starts somewhere, right? It must start somewhere. So when you, and sometimes we don't even know how it started. Not that we don't know, we don't remember anymore. Okay. So for example, let's say when you were 5-year-old, when you were in school, you raise your hand in class like, hey teacher, I have a question, and then everyone laugh at you like, oh, you are so stupid. Okay, so maybe at that time you bought into that, you felt bad, and then you were okay, I think I'm a stupid, I shouldn't ask questions. Okay, so that would be the so-called point of creation. And then after 20 years, of course you don't remember what happened 20 years ago, right? So along these 20 years, every time when you want to like speak in public, you want to, every opportunity that you will be seen, you feel like, oh my God, I shouldn't do that. I don't want to embrace myself again. Then you stop yourself, right? So that would be the point of destruction. Every time when you want to do something, you want to raise your hand and ask a question that so that you can get more clarity, but you stop yourself from asking that question because you don't want to be laughed again. You hold yourself back. That's the point of destruction. So when we say POC and POD, we are asking for this issue, this limitation, to go back in time to the very beginning, to resolve it from the beginning. It's like to unseed it. So you planted the seed, now you are unseeding it. Okay, I hope that metaphor works. So you unseed it, and then it clears everything from the past. And clearing the past is just one part. A lot of people in the so-called healing community, they put too much effort. I'm not saying that's wrong, okay? They put too much effort into digging the past, clearing the past, without realizing that they actually need to make a different choice.
Yeah.
Okay, so there are so many people that have never learned anything, but they keep changing, they keep making progress in their life because they keep making a different choice.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Okay?
There's
And
so
that,
many people in the therapist chair for years, and I'm saying like
yeah,
not just 1 or 10 years working on themselves.
yeah. So it's actually because of the self-judgment. They always feel wrong. And when you feel so wrong, you feel like there must be something else that I can clear so that I can finally be right, or I can be more right. And then when you are so-called more right, you feel like, no, that's not enough. I can be even more right. I need to be really right. So they keep going back to clear the past, clear the past, clear the past for years without making a real choice that could take them further. Okay, so clearing the past, it gives you a lot of ease, but please also always include making a choice, a different choice into the future.
Yeah.
Okay, so the clearing statement is right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, and then all nine. All nine. I don't think I want to explain that now. So it's like energetically, it has 9 layers. So when you say all night, it will just clear all of them. And then shorts, boys and beyonds. Well, let's go to the official website and look for it. Look for the definition.
But
Okay,
what I
so
hear from you a lot of
I can
time,
of course explain it.
yes,
I can explain that, but I don't feel like if I explain that it's the best use of our time together here, because you don't need to understand it for it to work. You can just use it right away. Okay, so I rather we use, I don't know how many more minutes we have, let's say 15 minutes. I rather we actually clear something. Okay,
that's
so
good.
uh, so if you notice that you start judging like, okay, I think I'm too fat, this because of I'm wearing this dress, and then suddenly I feel like I'm too fat. Okay, now this is the self-judgment, right? So you can say, so everywhere that I'm judging me or judging my body, I destroy and uncreate it, and then follow by saying that crazy
Right.
phrase, the right and wrong, good and bad time for all natural boys and beyonds. Or if that's too long for you, just say pot and pot. It will still work. Okay. So let me do this with everyone. Okay. So whether you are live or watching later, it will still work. So get this energy. So what have you decided are definitely wrong and bad and terrible about your life? Okay. Do you notice that after I ask this question, there's like, that kind of like,
Heaviness.
that, yeah. So whenever there is this heavy feeling, so it feels like when someone judges you, you feel heavy, right? So judgment is always heavy. When something is heavy, it's always a lie. It's not true. So now, when you feel this energy coming out because of that question, so now I will ask you, so are you willing to destroy and uncreate those judgments? Let it all go. And now you have one thing to do, and it's one thing that is very hard to do. That is saying yes. And
Yeah.
then, so I'm just trying to be funny, but that wasn't that funny. So,
It was. It was.
okay, I'm back. By saying yes, okay, am I still here? Am I still
Yeah, we
here?
can hear you. We
Hello?
can hear you. And we're stuck with your happy face, so that's
Hello,
fine.
hello.
We can hear you, Ryan. You're just frozen, but we can hear you.
I think I got disconnected.
Oh, there. You're back. You're back. Hello? You're back, Ryan. We can actually hear you.
Oh, come on, internet, please.
We can hear
Hello.
you. Hello?
Help,
Can you hear me? Hello?
help.
We can hear you.
Huh.
Okay, I think we're having some technical difficulties a bit. Okay. So I think we're just having a little bit of difficulty, but Ryan is talking about the clearing statement. He's explaining the pod and POC, and actually we're about to do a clearing. So please stay tuned for that. So while we're waiting for Ryan, yeah, I'll just read the comments here. Gian Carlo is saying we fried it. And yeah, I saying online. How I don't know how to pronounce it. Yeah. But I love it. Like, can you hear me, science or something? Yeah. And we fried the technology. Yes. Ah, there. Ryan is back. Hi, Ryan.
All right.
Gian is saying we fried it.
So
I say we fried the technology.
yes,
And online.
this
Hello, can you hear me?
Friday technology. So
There.
so let's continue now. Okay. So uh, so I said one thing that you need to do is by saying yes, and I don't mean verbally saying yes. I mean with the willingness to let it all go.
So you're
Okay.
saying let by
So
saying yes,
the
we let it
vacuum, it will just suck it all away. It will take it all away. Okay. So it's like you have all this self-judgment. I ask you, are you willing to let it all go? You say yes, and then the clearing statement will be like, just take it all away. Okay. Am I freezing? No. Yes. No. Can you?
No. You're
Okay.
clear.
Cool.
You're
So let's. Okay. Cool. Let's do that again. So, how many? What have you decided are definitely wrong, terrible, and bad about your life? Everything that is. So whatever this is, will you please destroy and create all of that? Okay. Cool. Right, wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Okay, wow, that has a lot of energy. Like, okay, let me do something else. So, everything that you have decided is unchangeable about your life, your relationship, your marriage, and and your future. Will you please destroy and create it, please? Right, wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Oh my god, that has a lot of energy. Let me do that again. So remember earlier I talked about that if you have the point of view that it's impossible to change, you are actually the one that make it impossible. Okay? So what have you decided is either too hard to change or it's just completely impossible to change about your life, about your relationship, your marriage, your financial situation, the pain in your body, and also your future. Everything that is. Will you please destroy and create all of that? Right, wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So, not too crazy for you all. Try it. Okay, it could say tomorrow when you wake up. Sometimes we wake up, we feel like, oh my God, what happened? Like, did I get hit by a bus last night when I was still like, I don't want to, like, whatever this is, all this crazy thought, heavy feeling, I destroy and uncreate it, and then followed by the POC and POD.
that's right.
That's how it works. The destroy and uncreate, because I could feel that some people like have some question or doubt about that. So you create something, so now you uncreate them. It's like you install something into your phone, right? So now you can uninstall it, right? So if you install an application into your phone and then you don't like it, you don't go around like, why do I have this in my phone? You just realize, okay,
I can uninstall it.
it's my phone, I'm in charge, I can uninstall. Now, with your own life, you are the one that chose to have whatever points of view that you currently have. So you can uninstall them, you can uncreate them. Okay, so there are people that they walk around like blaming everyone, blaming the whole world, blaming the corona, blaming the government, blaming the parents. Like it's always someone else's fault. They cannot change their life. Those people
Yeah.
hardly make any changes, right? Do you notice this? So don't expect someone else to change so that you can change. Ask yourself, what can I choose right now so that I can have a different life, a different future? Okay, so that's the uncreate part. You create something, you uncreate. And the destroy part, this is what I want to explain, because some people feel like, oh my God, destroy, it sounds so like violent. No, energy cannot be destroyed. Energy only transform. When I say destroy, it's we put all the energy into one place to lock a issue in place, to solidify it. Now you are destroying it, destroying the form, so that all this energy can go somewhere else. You can use this energy to create something else. You don't need to use your energy to hold on to the problem. Okay, so that's the destroying and creating. Okay, so now let's see what else I can do. I also want to connect it back to this topic about restarting your life. So, uh, everywhere that you believe you are not in charge of your own life, wow, that is like slapping so many people energetically. So everywhere that you believe you're not in charge of your own life, you feel like this is my life, but I don't know what to do with it. I don't know how to make any changes. I feel so powerless. Wow, will you please destroy and create? And you are either obviously or secretly always playing the role of a victim. Will you please destroy and create all of that, allowing you to change? Right, wrong, good and bad, talk and part, all nice shots, boys and beyonds. Oh, wow. Let me do that again. Sometimes I will do that a few times because it has a lot of energy. So everywhere that you believe you're not in charge of your own life, you're not being in charge of your own life, and you are, whether you are secretly or obviously playing the role of a victim, will you please destroy? And that always makes you feel helpless, powerless, upset. Will you please destroy and create it all? Right, wrong, good and bad, talk and part, all nine shots, boys and beyonds. Okay, so let me do something else. Points of view that pop up or matter. So how many points of do you have that keeps you suffering this reality? So when I say this reality, I mean the world as what everyone believe it is. Everyone tell you this is life. This is how life should be. This is the pandemic. You should like just be affected by it so that you appear real. Okay, if everyone's affected by it and you are the only one that is so happy, you are like an alien, right? So so uh, how many points of view do you have that keeps you suffering this reality and giving up your choice? You actually have no choice. Huh. How often we feel like, oh my god, I don't know what to do. So this is where you function from, no choice. Everything that is times a godzillion. Times a godzillion is like to amplify it. A godzillion is a number that is so big that only God knows. It's like million, billion, trillion, like godzillion. So times a godzillion, will you now please destroy and create it, please? Right, wrong, good and bad, talk and part, all nine shots, boys and beyonds. And every time you let go of, when you say yes to let go of the limitation, it's not only you. You are actually doing the whole world a big favor. Okay, why? Because we bought into all these limitations.
Okay. So I think we fried the technology again. But let me just read while Ryan is still trying to go back.
Okay,
Read what Tina. Yeah, there, you're back.
yeah, I'm back. So
You tried the
not operating.
technology again.
Cool. All right. Well, in the past, I would be really upset. I'll be like, "Oh, I'm not being perfect." Now I'll be like, hey, can you hear me? Hi, I'm here. I'm alone.
We can hear you.
Make fun of everything. Yeah. Okay. So, what did I say just now?
Tina,
How many points
here.
of view do you have that keeps you?
Tina wrote it down.
Do you have that keeps you? Okay, thank you, Tina. That keeps you suffering this reality and giving up your choice and believing you have no choice. Everything that is times a gazillion. Will now please destroy and credit, please. Right, wrong, good and bad, talk and pot, all nine shots, boys and beyonds. Uh, okay, so let me share my personal experience. I get that it could inspire some of you, if not a lot of you.
Yes, please.
So before Corona, uh, I was traveling like almost every week to different city to facilitate classes, and so that's how I live my life for the last three years at least. And I came back to Malaysia 2 days before the lockdown. So I went back to Malaysia, and I actually knew that like if I like came back to Malaysia, I would be quote unquote stuck here. But I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I chose to come back, and I found myself. So it's like everyone was panicking, like you know. Can you imagine like earlier last year when people like rushed to the supermarket to grab all the toilet papers and whatever crazy things that they did. So I went to a beach resort, a nice place. I checked in there, and then the government announced the lockdown. And like check out that they just I'm back. So I enjoyed like a 5-star beach resort for 2 weeks, like with very few guests. Like the entire resort with maybe 300 rooms with only about 10 guests. Can you imagine that?
How did you get
So
so
I was
lucky?
I was very happy, and one of the main reasons why I chose that was because I knew a lot of people would be really crazy in the city area. Okay, so now let me explain this part. So let's say you are being happy, and then you have one friend come to you, and that friend is feeling upset or whatever, and then suddenly you feel like, what happened to my happiness? I cannot be happy anymore, right? Why? Because you perceive someone else, their emotion, and then you feel like that's you are the one that is feeling upset. Okay, now, so imagine a different situation. You go to a place that everyone is angry. You are happy and you go to a place that everyone is angry. You feel like, oh yeah, I just feel like I want to kill someone. I don't even know why. That kind of feeling. Okay, so when the pandemic started, when the lockdown first started, like most people, if not all, like they went crazy. They're like, is this the end of the world? Like I don't know how to live my life anymore. Blah blah blah. So psychic. So we could perceive, we could hear these thoughts in from so many people's head. Okay, so I was at the beach resort with like almost no one. I it's like I had total peace. I was like, oh cool. I could see the sunrise from the beach, blah blah blah. So that's how like I was so not affected. Okay, by making a completely different choice that most people would not choose. Okay, and that was just the beginning. So I kept creating and kept creating. So of course you need to do things differently. You cannot expect to do things just like before and then hoping to get the same result like before.
Yeah.
So then most of my classes become online.
So
Since of course it feels very different, but you just have to deal with it. If you judge it,
so you're saying just deal with it.
you will react. Okay, can you imagine being like, when I say deal with it, I mean like don't judge it. Okay, because if I judge it, I will be very unhappy and I will be the one stopping my creation. But if I wake up every morning, I'll be like, okay, it's Corona time. Okay, what can I choose now? How can I keep creating?
That's beautiful. And I think that's the gist of
Okay, so
this whole
this is
discussion.
how I function the entire year. Wait, can you repeat?
Yeah. Hello. Well, Gian Cara is saying that's so much fun, but I think that's it. Your last question. What can I choose now? And you're talking about that's really the answer. The answer to how to start your life when the world pauses.
Yep,
Just deal with it and ask yourself, okay, so what can I choose now? And how can I do things differently?
yep. What if from now on every day you start your day with asking like, what can I choose today to create the future I truly desire?
That's beautiful. What can I choose
Not
to create the
today.
future I truly
I,
desire?
Yes, not blaming the corona, not blaming the lockdown, not blaming the government or whatever. What can I choose today? When I say choose, a real choice includes taking action. If you say I am choosing, but you're not doing anything different, you are just hallucinating. A real choice always includes a real action.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
We're we've been talking for over an hour, and a lot of people are tuned in. Earlier, we had like 60 people watching and listening. How can they get in touch with you, Ryan? I know you have other events. Like Tina said, you have an upcoming class is September 9. Can you
Yes.
please invite them?
Okay, so on the September 9th, I have this class called Changing Your Relationship with Food. This is actually, I would say, a very interesting topic because, like, during lockdown, how many of you like go to the fridge just to get something to eat just because you are too bored? So people use food, and me included, right? So people use food in a way that is not nurturing to the body, not honoring the body. So just now we also talk about like asking the body, hey body, do you want to eat this? Okay. So people use food for so many crazy reasons other than like to nurture the body, to honor the body. Okay. So if you look at food differently, and when I say differently, I mean very differently. Allowing food to be something that contribute to your life and expand your life. Why not? Instead of just using food as something to keep you staying alive. Using food to keep you staying alive, of course, that's true, but food is actually capable of more. It can contribute to you in so many different ways. So, and one thing that people do is, for example, you eat too much, and then after you eat too much, you feel like I don't want to do anything. I just want to like sleep. How often you use food to avoid creating something? Okay, so I have this very special class, special topic. So it's called Changing Your Relationship with Food on the September 9th, 8 p.m. our time. Philippines and Malaysia, we have the same time zone.
How can they register, Ryan?
They can find Tina. So you see Tina's name somewhere here.
Okay,
Go to Tina. Tina will help you.
there. Go to Tina to register.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, just
But
message
depends on where you are. Well, you can find me
for
on Facebook.
people.
If you can find me, you can that works as well.
Yeah, and you can find Ryan on Facebook. They can also find you on the Access Consciousness
Yes.
website,
Yes.
right?
Yes. So you can go there. You can see my picture there. You can see like my upcoming classes, but I don't have anything there right now. But you can. I don't put everything there, but this is one place you can always find me.
Yeah. And for Tina for Philippines, for Indonesia, please contact Fena.
Yes.
She's a facilitator also. Or look for Ryan
Yes.
on Access Consciousness. Also, you can find him on Facebook. Ryan.
Yep.
Ryan, this is so beautiful. I love the class. I learned so much. And I think if we all just ask ourselves that question that you gave us, like, what can I choose today to
To
create my
create
life?
the
To create,
to create the
yeah,
future I truly desire.
yeah. That's going to give us massive, massive change.
And
What?
take action. Be willing to do whatever it takes. Get over your excuses to not move your butt.
Yeah. Final words for everybody watching and tuning in up to now. Well, despite the technology changes, I mean, a lot of people are still watching and listening. Final words for everybody.
Um, keep enjoying your life. See, regardless of what's going on in this world or with this world, you enjoying your life is always your choice.
It's true.
Why not? And
Oh,
don't
that's so
wait.
beautiful. Keep enjoying your life. And what's good, I think it's you embody it. You're so I mean the well it's just one sentence, but but
Yeah.
when you say it, it's like it's so real for you. Like the 2 week stay in the resort, how you keep on creating this
Mm-hmm.
pandemic and like after Corona, it's so real for you. So when you say it, I mean, there's just so much authority in that one
Yeah.
sentence because
Yeah.
it's so real for you.
And
Yeah,
actually, I wish I can share a lot more, but we don't have the time tonight.
yeah, but they can join you. So I know
Yes.
you'd want to learn more from Ryan. Please join. Message Tina. Her name is there.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow, that's on September 9. That's on Thursday, Philippine time, Malaysia time. That's right recovery for you. Intro changing your relationship with food. And of course, you can also find Ryan at www.accessconsciousness.com. Ryan T. You can also find him on YouTube. We put the link down. Tina also put the link on YouTube. I people are still here, but I think they can find you on Facebook and social media, and
Yeah.
you have a lot of classes coming up. Thank you so much.
And
Yes,
I will also go after the live. I will also go and read all the comments, all the
yeah,
questions.
there's so many questions and so many. I mean, but more than the questions, they're just very happy. Like your energy is really joyful and so there. If you look at it, people are just so happy. That's so much fun. See? And they're laughing. They're following your energy.
It's hard for you to keep a straight face watching me.
Yes. Look at what people are saying. Woo! Awesome! Ah!
Thank
See,
you all. Thank you all of you.
they're really, really like, yeah, following your energy, Ryan. And thank you so much because you infected us with your happiness. So this is a good infection. You gave us a happy virus this right now.
Yeah.
Yes. And this I would end with this. This is like a massive mini class. It
Yes.
is.
Too massive for a mini class.
Thank you so much. And we have to thank Tina for connecting us to Ryan. Thank you
Yes.
so much, Tina. And thank you, Ayi, also for making this
Yes.
possible. We
Can
have to
I
say
like?
goodbye now because you have a class, right? After this,
Yes.
you have a
Yes.
30 by 30 class.
Yep. So please get the Zoom ID and password here. So every night at 10 p.m., we will do this maybe for 30 days or maybe more every night to clear all the insanity, not all, like as much as we could, so that people have greater life and the world also gets happier, hopefully. This is how we try our best. We do our best to contribute to the entire world. So come join us. And
Okay, so
like a
and
can I just like do like a an energetic big hug with
oh,
everyone
that's
like
okay. Yeah, so we'll end with that energetic thing. Yay! I hope you're doing that, everyone.
ah,
Thank you.
and I mean it for real, like I can feel you all out there, like wow. And I look forward to seeing you all like in person. Like if I see you in person, come and tell me, hey, I saw you on that Facebook live. ah Thank you
So
everyone, thank you
great.
for watching, and thank you Karen, truly thank you so much, and thank you for like doing this. I saw this group with so many people and you keep like doing so many Facebook lives. Thank you for being you and contributing to this world to so many people, and I from behind the scene, and of course Tina from also kind of behind the scene.
Thank you so much. People are so high. What did you do to them?
It's just an energetic something like I can actually do more if you allow. I can do like maybe
Yeah,
two
we
three
can
minutes.
probably do another one, another session.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
let's do another session. But you can go join Ryan's classes. There's a class right now at 10 p.m. and join the September 9. So you can watch more and hear more from Ryan. Thank you so much, Ryan. We'll see
Thank
you
you,
soon. We'll
Tina.
definitely see you soon.
See you.
Bye, everyone. See you soon.
Bye bye.